Welcome back into the NONA studio, everyone. I'm Edgar Rodriguez, as always, and today we are doing something a little different. So, what we have going on is Academy in Studio. That's right, all 5 players from the NONA Academy who appeared in USL 2 this season. We're getting them into the studio to just have a little chat about this season. And first up on that list is Andre Navas. Andre, my friend, I know it's early, but thank you for being here. How are you?
Good. Thank you. I'm excited to be here. Excited. It's early, but I'm excited to be here.
Yes,
so.
Absolutely. I know you have a busy schedule, so thank you for coming, my friend.
Know.
And honestly, we have to talk about this season because it was such a special one.
Yeah.
The 4th one for NONA in USL 2, and it did not disappoint. And you were a star in that. You absolutely shined in the spotlight this year in USL 2. So let's get things going. I always like to start with this question, to really get a feel, right, of where you come from and what you feel for the sport. What do you think of? What's the first thing that comes to mind when I tell you the word football?
I mean, for me, my family knows this well. For me, it's everything. I mean, I've grew up playing, and everything I've done is just through football. Just my friends that I have is through football. My discipline is through football. Everything that I've achieved so far, my personal life is football. So I think for me, it's everything, to be honest. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's always a nice way to start. And I mean, I'm pretty sure all of your teammates as well, live that same thing. If you want to become successful, it's important to make it a part of your life, right? So tell us a little bit about where you're from. How did you start playing? At what age did you start playing? And how did you fall in love with the game?
So, as many know, I'm from Venezuela. So over there, I started playing just in my neighborhood with my brother and my cousins and friends we had. But then I started actually playing in a club around 8 or 9 years old. But then I moved here when I was 11. So then I started here, just a small club. It was called Kissimmee.
Mm-hmm.
Then I just started playing in the school and stuff like that. But I fell in love when I was back in Venezuela. With just playing with my brother and my cousins. I saw them, what they were doing. I wanted to do it too. So I just fell in love through that. Yeah.
So how many siblings do you have?
I have one on both sides, mom and dad, but I have many by my dad's side.
Got you.
Yeah, I have my brother. He's here from both sides. He's here with me. We sometimes play together just for fun, and I'm always watching football with him and talking about football.
So you were interested right from the start. You wanted to be on the pitch. You wanted to kick the ball around, right? Yeah. That's what it's all about when you're at that age, right?
Yeah, especially in Venezuela, there is you go out and you see kids playing in the streets, and you're like, hey, can I join? And you just start playing, and you fell in love, actually. Yeah.
Did you play any other sports? Because I know in Venezuela baseball is also a huge thing.
Yeah, I did play baseball. I played baseball because over there in Venezuela, you play baseball first, and then maybe you go different pathways, like it happened to me. But baseball is always the first option, I did play baseball. I think I was really good at it. My mom says I was really good. But then, I don't know, it just, like I said, playing with my brother, my cousin, soccer, I just fell in love with it. So,
right. I think you made a good choice there. I think you did. So, of course, then you move over to the States, right? After, how old were you when you moved?
11.
11. So you were young, right? You were, elementary, maybe middle school?
I was just starting middle school.
Exactly. So, okay, then you get that foundation here. You get used to the way of life here in the U.S., which I'm sure is pretty different to Venezuela.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was the first club you played for here in the U.S., and how did that ultimately lead you to NONA?
So I started in Kissimmee United. It was Kissimmee United, Kissimmee FC. I'm not remember the name too much, but it was because of a friend I met in middle school, and he was like, "Hey, join me." Obviously, you come here and you know Orlando City is what leads because he's the reference in the city. But he was like, "Hey, just come play with us," and I was like, "I mean, why not? I just got here. I don't know anyone else. So I just went there. I spent a few years there. Then I moved to a team called GPS. I think it was like something associated with Bayern. And then I just played there for a few years, obviously playing middle school. Then when I got to high school, I just played high school, and I played for Hunters Creek. I spent a lot of time there. I think I spent most of my time in high school there, like around 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I decided to go try out for Orlando City Hunters Creek.
Okay.
It was like associated with Orlando.
Yeah.
Then I did tryouts there, and then Sunday they called me, hey, just come play with us. We will play OCB on Wednesday, and I was like, all right, okay.
Oh man, big opportunity.
Like, just for you to, I was maybe 16, 17. He told me that he will probably give me minutes, but he wasn't sure,
Right.
So I was like, yeah, why not? I mean, I'm excited just to see what's the environment,
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up playing 10 minutes or 12 minutes, something like that. Then I get a call from the same coach. He's like, hey, next week I will send you some paperwork. Next week you will be trying out for Orlando for OCB.
Wow.
And that was when after COVID, so they were just playing UPSL, but
Right.
trainings and stuff. And then they called me. I was like, yeah, why not? Like, yeah, that's what I've been working for that, And then before, a few months before, I was obviously playing high school, Freedom. I played for Freedom. And then, then the next week I went there. I stayed there for like 7, 8 months. Then I got with because I was supposed to go to college.
Right.
They were trying to help me, but it just didn't work out.
Okay.
And I had a friend from high school. He was playing for NONA UPSL, and then I saw what was going on, like with the USL2 environment, just starting. And I was like, hey, can you get me a trial there, like something like that? I can go train. And then I eventually ended up here, and I trained one day, and then they said, hey, you can come join us, whatever. And it was with the UPSL, and then everything just fell. Yeah, I just started playing.
One thing led to another, right?
Yeah,
and I'm sure there's a lot of academy, kids and players that are going to be watching this.
Yeah.
How important is it, at that early stage when you're just, a teenager, right?
Yeah.
Getting offers, hearing things from friends. How important is it to, step in early and challenge yourself early? Because obviously you want to get challenged at that early age because it's only going to get more difficult, right? And it's only going to get more competitive as you get older. So how important is it to start right from the start, super young?
So I think something that I figure, obviously, while getting through the process, that connections are everything.
Yeah.
Like maybe you meet someone and you're like, maybe I don't need him, but you eventually will need him.
Right,
so. I think everything is about connections, especially soccer for football. It will lead to those connections, and you will doors will open because of connection. Obviously you have to work hard. You have to make so many sacrifices in life, and not just in football, but in life. But it will actually lead to that. So
yeah, absolutely. So obviously we have to also address how you moved on, right, from NONA. What can we say, like, a year or so ago to Knoxville,
right?
A year ago, Talk to me about that. I mean, you made the step up, you went over there. Talk to me about that experience. First of all, how did it come up? And just talk to me about how it was to play for a professional side.
So we started with, obviously, Coach Gee.
Of course.
I met him here at NONA. We had pretty good connection. So we finished at USL. No, we were about to start a USL Academy game, and Bruno called me to the side, and he told me about the Knoxville, that Guy reached out to him. He mentioned my name and stuff like that.
Right.
And then I just had a call with Guy. He's playing the process. Obviously, I was going through to play Academy 2 over there, and I think it was a really good thing for me because I think there's always room to improvement. And I think the most thing I got there was leadership, confidence on myself. I know what I can give to the team, But yeah, he called me. I went there, I believe, by the end of May or June, something like that. And we started playing UPSL and USL Academy. Then I was training with the first team back on and off. It's just 1 or 2 days out a week, depending if they needed numbers or not. And I made a really good relationship with them. I'm still grateful of the journey, And then they told me to come back for a week of preseason for this season. It was I think by by January something, the last week of January. And then they told me I had a week. And obviously I'm grateful for it. I mean, I'm trying to get professional as soon as I can,
Absolutely.
And I did a pretty good week. I felt really good. Obviously, we had a lot of conditioning.
Lots of running.
A lot of running, man. I've never been in something so brutal in my life, but it was really good. We actually ended up staying a month there. I played around, I think we played 5 games. I did really good. I think I overdid what I actually expected.
Okay, really?
So I got more minutes than I expected to. And it was good, a different environment, professional environment. We actually got to play many professional teams. I think 3 or 4 professional teams. We played Blue City. I think it was an absolute experience.
Wow.
At the stadium, the traveling, staying in the hotel, food. It was
the whole thing.
Yeah, it was different. And I think I'm grateful for it. I think you obviously opened a lot of doors for me. And I loved it. I loved every bit of it. Yeah.
What would you say is the biggest difference, right? When you talk about youth football, and then you jump into an environment like that. Yeah. I'm sure there's a bit of a culture shock maybe at the start, or maybe it was easy for you to adapt.
Yeah.
But what would you say was the main difference you noticed?
So the first thing, obviously, when I got there in the first days of training, before preseasons, where it was hard because the intensity is different, the physicality is different, the little mistakes are different. They just make just a few mistakes.
You have to be perfect almost.
Yeah, especially for guys jumping from academy to pro, you need to minimize those details, those mistakes. But I think it's that just those details, how fast they think. You have maybe less than a second to think. You get the ball and you have to release it fast. Yeah. Because if not, you will get crushed out there.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I think it's those. There's a lot of differences, but I think the most important one is those small details that you have to take care of. Yeah.
And we talk about, playing at a high level. That's exactly what USL 2 provides, right?
Yeah.
And over the summer, that's a rare, thing because, college is off and there's limited opportunities over the summer. But USL 2, of course, it's mainly for college players, right? Or players looking to get into college, looking to stay fit over the summer and keep their level high. How did that experience at KNOX? And we can talk about that for hours, right? Yeah. But let's switch it back to NONA. Yeah. How did that help you for USL 2 in terms of in terms of how prepared you were, in terms of conditioning, like you were talking about, level just on the field? Yeah. How did you take what you learned at KNOX to apply it here at NONA this summer?
So it's I think everything like once you get there in those levels, you see those guys and the way they play, how fast they play. Mm-hmm. You need to raise your level. You have to be there. If not, you won't play. You won't play. Yeah, basically you won't get minutes. So you have to raise obviously it builds you confidence in you. You're in a professional environment and you get prepared as much as you can. And I came here, I felt really good. It was I was prepared. I mean, we did a month of preseason, so I felt really good. I think that built my confidence. It was just in a high. It's mostly momentum. People say about momentum, and I think I just started really good. I was feeling great, and he helped me through that. I mean, USL 2 is a really physical league to play in, and there's a lot of quality, but I felt really good. I think Knoxville really helped me through that. So. And
it showed, because if you did watch NONA FC this season, you will remember that this man right here scored in the first game in a 2-0 victory against Brevard. Yeah. You talk about that, being at the level, keeping your level high right from the start. You absolutely did that. Talk to me through that goal. Of course, we were already 1-0 up, right? Yeah, Bernardo had scored the free kick. Yeah. And then all I remember is Takuto playing you a ball. You were running towards the box. No one was going to stop you. Yeah. Talk to me about the rest.
So the day before the game, when we were doing the preparations, I noticed Kraus. He dropped a lot to get the ball. He's good on the ball, holding the ball. And then I saw a lot of spaces, and the day before, I just kept running spaces. And Bruno told me, just make those runs because you will get the ball. Yeah. And at the game, I just started seeing there was a lot of space to play behind because Kraus was dropping a lot. And then in that moment, I just went. Once I saw crowds dropping, I knew the hole was. I will have the space there. Obviously, I didn't see Takuro. I just saw crowds dropping. I didn't see Takuro that he was there. Right. But as soon as they passed the ball to Takuro, I just saw the goal and the space that I had there, and thank God Takuro gave me the ball.
Man, so what a great start to the season! Of course, right in the far post. Brilliant finish, by the way. So, you start the season high. You were full of confidence, but then we have to talk about the elephant in the room, and that was the injury. You suffered. Talk to me about that. Not to bring it up again. I know that was a tough moment, but for those who don't know what happened, talk to us about that.
So when after the first game, obviously we kept training, and then I felt just a little pain in my knee.
Right, it was your knee. Yeah. Very early on.
Yeah, early on. And it was just pain. I mean, I could play through it.
Okay.
But then we played Sporting Jacks at home.
Yes.
And then that's when I felt a lot of pain. But then I rested, I put ice, and then it went kind of away. But then we played, I think it was Brook House at, I forgot, Showalter Field.
Yes.
Yeah,
Showalter Field.
Yes, and obviously it's turf. And then once I played, I finished the game. I was feeling a lot of pain that game. Bruno noticed already. I mean, I was not at the level that I should have been. Right. And then after the game, my knee was like in so much pain. Right. I spoke to Gustavo. He told me I needed to rest a few weeks. So I did. Obviously, it's hard because you're, like I said, it's momentums. I was starting in a big weight in the season. Then I had that setback, but then I eventually started with Gustavo doing therapy and trainings and everything. So I ended up getting back to the field, and that's the good thing.
That's the most important thing. Talk to me about the mindset. Of course, that's a huge blow, right? Yeah. You score a goal. It's almost like even if I tried to drag you off the field, you wouldn't let me, right? When you're in that form. But talk to me about the mindset during the rehab process. Yes, it's a setback, but how important is it to keep it in your mind? You know what? Yeah. I will be back, and it would be worse if I keep playing through it rather than recovery. How important is having a solid mindset in that moment?
Obviously, it's really hard. Obviously, you like every football player wants to be on the field. They want to play, and every minute they can. But I think it's mostly talking to the coaches, especially Gustavo. He was the one taking care of me. Obviously, you have the mindset, I'll be going back, I'll be playing again. Yeah. But it's mostly talking to them, letting them know how you feel, being as honest as you can, because obviously you have to take care of your body.
Absolutely.
And I think it's mostly talking to them and letting them know how you feel, and you will eventually adjust to being in the process to recover and everything. Obviously, like I say, it's hard because you want to be on the field. Yeah. And seeing your teammates training, you're just doing physicals, or if you're doing conditioning, so it's tough. Can get back in shape. Yeah. It is really tough.
Yeah. Yeah. But like we did say, you did find your way back onto the field, and you still were able to contribute to the team in a big way. Andre, you finished the season with 3 goals and 2 assists. You were tied for most goal contributions with Brandon Niagarungo with 5. Talk to me about how you finished the season, right? You come back onto the field, you got to get used to it again, right? You got to find your rhythm again. And you did that away at Brevard. You got back on the goal scoring sheet. Yeah. You were actually limping before the goal. I think you got tackled, but you kept going. You found that goal. The celebration, I think you just went down because you were in pain.
I was in pain.
But talk to us about that goal and how great it was. I did it. I'm back, and that goal must have been a huge relief for you.
Yeah, I think it was I think I played 2 games before that, and obviously I was getting back in shape. It's really hard to not have minutes for a few days because I was injured. Yes. And then just coming back straight to play, it was really hard. So I was not feeling 100%, before that. But I think it was mostly of the pressure because I told myself, I was in a good momentum. I have to get back so fast. And I think it was mostly pressure, and once obviously I was limping because, just to clarify, I was limping because there was a ball. I tried to put my foot there so he didn't play the ball, a long ball, and he just smashed it, and my ankle just I twisted, but I was good.
Right.
It was just hurting, but that goal, it was the same thing as the first goal. I saw crowds dropping in. I saw the same space.
Yeah.
And Kraus gave me a beautiful assist. The back heel assist is amazing. Just,
beautiful flick.
I think everything goes to him because that assist, it was really good. But yeah, it was mostly like the first game. I saw how he was dropping and how much space we have. So.
And that game, obviously, you know, we broke open that game, 5-0. You weren't the only academy player to score. We'll talk a little bit more about how it was to play with, academy teammates, right? But of course, Pedro got on the score sheet as well. Yeah. Finishing the season, of course, we know we didn't make the playoffs. But when you have a big win like that, surely you still feel a sense of success, right? You still feel a sense of pride on how the season went. Of course, then we went away to Gainesville. You scored a beautiful half volley, won us the game, 1-0. Just talk to me about the experience about playing with academy teammates. Of course, guys like Ansel, right? Guys like Fernandinho, right? These are guys you've played with years prior to this. Yeah. But to finally get on the big stage together, that must have been a super proud moment for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's, everyone knows how proud, not just me, but how we all feel about all moving and stepping up to the big stage, Mm-hmm. But it's great. I mean, I've played with them maybe more than a year together. We played together at UPSL, actually with Bruno too. He was our coach. And with the UPSL, we finished second too, just with young guys playing against adults. But then obviously USL 2 is different, the level is different, but I think we all got so adjusted to the level, and everyone did so great, obviously Ansel, Moa, and Pedro, and Fernandito. I think they did amazing. I think our season was successful. And that's what we want to do, obviously, moving forward with everyone. Yeah.
Absolutely. The road does not end here with NONA. I'm sure about that.
Yeah.
But, of course, we talk about it being such a quick season. You, off air, we were talking about how, like, the last game, you're in the middle of it, and you're just like, wait, didn't the season just start?
Yeah.
But that is how USL 2 is. It's a blink of an eye, it's gone.
Yeah.
But, of course, it will help you because you're making a huge move up north to the University of Albany. Congratulations for that. Finally making the move up to the collegiate level. And, you are an example for these NONA kids, from NONA to the top level of college soccer. Talk to us about that move. I mean, were there other colleges looking for you? What made you choose Albany?
So with Albany, y'all started again with Guy.
Talk about connections.
Yeah, connections, man. Y'all started with Guy. I remember, obviously, at Knoxville, I did not sign, but we had a talk before coming here. We had a talk over there, and he told me he was going through to Albany. He told me that, he wanted me there to be with him, to be able to play with him again over there.
Right.
And obviously, it's something amazing. I right away say I wanted to do it because I think it's a great step for me to go. And it all started with Guy. Obviously, I had to go through many stuff with NCAA and eligibility, but I ended up working out, thankfully, and I spoke with Trevor. He's the coach over there, and there was a good talk, good project. So I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. You talk about looking forward to it. What excites you the most about finally putting on a collegiate football shirt and we talk about the big stage? That is another huge step forward for you. What excites you the most about playing, top level collegiate football?
So I think everything. I mean,
it's the whole
different.
package.
Yeah, it's different. It's obviously different level. Obviously, with the USL 2, I know what to expect.
Right.
I do know how it's more physical, more running and everything like that. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it will be a great experience for me. And I'm looking forward to achieve many things there, But, meeting my new teammates, meeting the coach, spending time in another city. I'm not...
Get used to the cold.
I've never been in Albany. I've been to New York, but I've never been to Albany. But getting adjusted to everything, to everything there. But it's a new challenge, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
And Guy, right? You've mentioned it multiple times during this conversation. Having a coach like that who clearly trusts you, who clearly sees your potential in you, how important is it to have someone by your side like that who's always like, wherever he goes, he wants you with you? I mean, you have his complete trust and confidence. So how important has he been in your journey?
So I think he played a big part of what I am today. He gave me the confidence to be the captain of KNOX over there.
Right.
And he gave me that trust and confidence that maybe I didn't have before. Obviously, I was having a good level, but I think when you have that confidence, you're in another. You will play
You're
different.
free to play.
Yeah, you will play different. But he gave me that big role. Obviously, I was one of the oldest guys over there, and like I say, he played a big part. You know, I was grateful for what what the opportunity he gave me.
Right.
You know, I was grateful. Same with my family. He has a really good friendship and connection with my family. We appreciate him a lot, and so yeah.
Thank you, Guy, for giving Andre many opportunities, and I'm sure it won't be the last again.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a new chapter opens up at Albany now. Before we end off with a little fun part with quick fire questions, just a last bit of advice. What would you tell? Pretend like there's a 10-year-old NONA kid here. What would you tell them, and just to kind of inspire or motivate them to keep going?
So, I mean, it's like I say, everything. Just make sure you keep your connections, your friends, enjoy every bit of it. There you will go through a lot, not just great things, but you will be eventually going through injuries. You will be going through, maybe you don't get minutes somewhere, but that doesn't mean you're not worth it. I think it's more that what you can take from those bad moments. I think that will build you at the future. You know,
Right.
I think just take the most you can out of everything. Just learn. Maybe people take more of the big details, but those small details will end up leading you to where you want to be. So just make sure you work as hard as you can and be positive on everything, even if you're in a bad spot at the moment. It's just momentum, you know. Those moments won't last forever, but you know, you have to take the most out of them. So
absolutely, highs and lows. This game is crazy, Andre.
Yeah,
this game, you don't know what's around the corner,
it
right?
will change in a minute. Just
Absolutely,
like this, so.
yes. But you have certainly been able to deal with that well. So I'm proud of you, man. I can't wait to watch you at Albany. We here will be supporting Albany from Orlando. But before we leave, Andre, let's do some quick fire questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to answer right on the dime. Here we go. What team do you support?
Barcelona.
Oh, you're a culé, huh?
Yeah.
If you weren't a footballer, right? What would you be? What would you do?
What would I do? Many things, man. I think, I don't know. I just look forward to the routines they have. You know, the training in the mornings, the eating well,
right?
Recovery, everything that has to be through football. That's what I'm looking for. So.
Let's get off of the field. Your favorite food?
I'll say cachapas.
Cachapas, yes, Venezuelan, right there, cultural.
Yes.
Favorite movie?
Fast and Furious.
Yeah? I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that.
The Fast Five.
Yes.
Rio de Janeiro.
Oh, so
amazing.
Good. So good. Are you watching any series right now? Are you watching any shows?
Right now, not really, no. I watch a lot, but I have not had time to.
Locked in, bro. Yeah. Locked in. I like that answer. Let's see what's next. Favorite place to vacation?
Favorite? Florida.
Florida? Yes. Yeah. You got everything here. You can't ask for
Florida.
More. Let's see. Favorite football memory? I know there's so many, but what would if you had to choose one, what would it be?
I think just going back to where it all started, just playing in the neighbor with my brother, my friends, my cousin. I think that's the best memory. Yeah.
Favorite NONA memory?
Favorite NONA memory? Probably the first game.
Yeah.
The first USL 2 game.
Getting the goal.
Yeah, right now.
Perfect start, right?
Yeah, I think it was amazing. Yeah.
Man of the match, by the way, as well. You'll remember that from the trivia video we did at training one day. Ansel got the one right. Yeah. Football idol growing up. Who did you look up to?
Messi, and also Neymar.
Yeah.
Neymar, but Messi for me is the best one. So.
One word to describe this past USL2 season.
Positive. It was a positive season.
I like it. I liked it. Best memory from the season, we already talked about the goal. It would be the first goal?
Yeah, I would say the first goal, yeah.
Okay, well, we'll stick to our guns with that one. We already talked about this, but one thing that you're looking forward to at Albany.
One thing, the games.
The games?
Yeah,
the atmosphere, right?
Yeah, I need to play.
Absolutely. In the team, who has the best fashion sense? Who rocks up to the field? Who rocks up to the stadium wearing the best clothes?
Oh, that was hard. I think they all started, they dressed really good.
Okay.
We rocked a lot of football shirts this season.
You guys helped us out with those pregame flicks.
Yeah, I think I cannot mention one. I think we're all in the same level.
The whole team. We just got the drip. That's good. Best music sense.
Best music sense. Who has the best music sense? I think me, to be honest.
Yeah?
Also, puts the music.
Close second.
But I think it's me.
So you should get the aux then.
Yeah, I should.
Oh, wow, Ansel, you heard that? We're going to have Ansel here on Wednesday, I think, so I'll bring that up to him.
Yeah, I should have aux, man.
Who's your best friend in the team? Who was your...
Ansel, man.
That's your boy. That's your guy.
Yeah, that's my guy, man.
Yeah.
We played together, academy, not just academy, but then after UPSL, and then now to here at USL too. So yeah, Ansel.
Ansel, and that is a beautiful place to end, my friend. Thank you so much for your time, Andre. Yeah. That does it for the first episode of Academy in Studio. We just had a great talk with Andre. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have, but stay tuned for the upcoming episodes, like you mentioned, Moa, Ansel, Fernandinho, Pedrinho. I'll get them all here, and we'll all have a great chat. But once again, Andre, thank you so much for your time. Great luck in Albany, and we will catch you in the next one. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Vamos, NONA!